Hello everybody, Matt here and welcome to this brand new video. Let's look at some facts. I was thinking and I was like, what can I do for my channel? Something different, something that is interesting, something that I think I can learn about and I think something that few people can learn about. Here are some mind-blowing facts about perfume. Now, the first fact that I found out, I found this pretty cool. I mean, I didn't know this, but I think a few of you out there might actually know about this. Here's what it is.
The word perfume is Latin for through smoke, as burning incense was a common way to experience scents years ago.
Now, obviously, I mean, it makes sense, people in, Arabian countries burning, incense. It does make sense, but I didn't actually know that the word perfume was a Latin word. I thought that it originated from France or something. I mean, it's a pretty cool fact, and I didn't know anything about it. So, in case you guys know about it, please don't, shoot me with comments. This is the first time I've known about this, so it's pretty interesting stuff. Another fact which I found out, now, this one is more of a pet hate of mine. I've always known about this one. Here's what it is.
Rubbing is bad. People seem to think that simply rubbing the scent together spreads the fragrance to make it last longer, when actually it's the complete opposite. It completely kills the life of a scent, making the fragrance's structure get demolished, unleashing the fragrance's untrue scent.
Now this is obvious. I mean, if you get a fragrance, I mean I know a lot of people who, when you first spray a fragrance, they rub it together and it's like, why? Why would you do that? I mean, the thing is, when you first spray a scent, you're supposed to just let it set. Don't touch it at all. Don't even blow. I mean, that's a pet hit I do. Blowing on a scent is bad, but sometimes it's a good way for it to dry down properly. It doesn't quite destroy the scent like rubbing, but it's still not good. And sometimes when I review scent, I'll blow on the scent to make it dry down faster. So I do need to stop doing that, if I'm honest. But rubbing the scent is really bad because it does destroy the fragrance. It is, it's not letting you smell each individual note in the scent. So that's something which I've always known about, and it's one of those pet hates of mine in fragrances and perfumery. Now this other fact coming up is one which I just couldn't believe I found. Check it out.
In 2012, Pizza Hut released a fragrance that smelled like a box of fresh pizza.
That's weird. Next fact, guys.
In 1920, a fragrance named Bacon was created by a Parisian butcher using a blend of 11 essential oils and the smell of back-smoked bacon.
Now this is, weird. I mean, if you're a fan of bacon, if you love the smell of bacon, then it's going to be your ideal fragrance. Personally, I think bacon is a very strange note to add in a fragrance. I mean, it's a nice smell to wake up from maybe from a hangover, or if you're in the morning and you're feeling a little bit hungry. Bacon lets off a nice fume if you're hungry. So indigestion would be nice. Smelling it through your nose and having it on your skin all the time is a little bit strange. So I don't really think that that's a really good thing to own. I wouldn't really want to have this fragrance, if I'm honest. If you would, then, all credit to you. Another cool fact, which I think this one is really cool, and it's a little bit strange, but I think it's awesome. Check it out.
The Hungry Water perfume, created in 1370, is considered the first contemporary perfume, and brandy was used as a substitute for alcohol. In order to get the best out of the perfume, except for applying it on the skin, you had to drink it. This practice would be rather expensive nowadays, given the high prices of today's perfumes.
Now, I think this is a bit strange. I don't see how ingesting a perfume would make it a perfume for you. I mean, if you burp, it's gonna smell like brandy. I mean, I know that sounds disgusting, but, indigesting something, how is that a perfume? I think that's really weird. I mean, fair enough on your skin, because your skin has the power to dry down fragrances and has the power to let off different types of notes. How can the inside do that? I mean, unless this fragrance had the power to, once you've ingested it, it just so happened to come out of your skin. I don't know. It's a really strange fact, but it's true. These are all true facts. So, yeah. Now this fact could be considered a little bit gross, so if you guys are a little bit touchy or a little bit then you might want to skip this one, but I found this one really cool. Check it out.
A perfume would be used as a cover-up over bad body odor, and used as a substitute for bathing, which means, putting it nicely, people rarely bathed in water using soap. So people would cover themselves up in perfume to take the smell away.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I know I know people who wear fragrance to cover up bad smells, and it just does not smell nice, you know. I mean, sometimes I'll walk past people in the street, I'm not mentioning names, I mean, I could be coming across as a little bit harsh here, but I do think that, you know, covering up a fragrance over body odor is just weird. I mean, isn't that what deodorants are for? I mean, to this day, deodorants are like the closest alternative to not bathing. I mean, I always bathe. I'm a bit of a clean freak. I love having showers. I love having baths. So being clean is just a very satisfying feeling. So I think, you know, not bathing is a little bit weird. I mean, the fact of me being unclean is just horrible. So I don't get that one, if I'm honest. Now here's a cool fact, guys. This is, I think a lot of people out there will know about this fact. I mean, I've always known about this one, and I think it's awesome. Check it out.
The most expensive nose in the world due to insurance belongs to Jean Carles, a French perfumer who was known for crediting Taboo by Dana and also Cano by Dana. He has been mentors for some of the most famous perfumes ever, including the creator of Coco by Chanel and Antaeus by Chanel, Jacques Polge. Rumour has it that when Jean Carles was coming to the end of his life, he completely lost his olfaction. In other words, his ability to tell notes apart and to be able to structure them into a fragrance. So basically, he lost his sense of smell, commonly known as anosmia. But that didn't stop him from creating Miss Dior in 1947. It just goes to show how amazing his nose really was. He died in 1966, and he explained that when he created Miss Dior, he made it because he knew how well the notes were in the perfume, and there were only 3 notes. Mainly without being able to smell them, he basically had to remember them through his mind. And to this day, Miss Dior is one of the most historic perfumes for women, along with Chanel's No. 5. Jean Carles is often compared to the musical genius known as Beethoven, and how Beethoven lost his hearing towards the end of his life, but he carried on making music anyway, so Jean looked at him as a source of inspiration.
Now I think that this fact is absolutely amazing. Like, to be able to make a perfume like Miss Dior and for it to be an iconic fragrance, you know, to be able to physically make a perfume and not being able to really smell the notes through your olfactory system in your nose is just, I think it's amazing. Like, it's just goes to show like the amount of experience that it takes for a qualified perfumer like Jean Carles. You know, for him to really know what the smells are like without really doing his homework, I think is just awesome, because he was a natural perfumer. He didn't have to really learn a lot of stuff. It just kind of came natural to him. And I think that's awesome. Like, I think it's a really amazing talent to have. Now this fact, guys, this next one coming up is, I don't think maybe a lot of people know this, but if you do, then you will be aware of it. So check it out.
Fragrances can really make you feel better. Now it's been proven that a perfume can actually mix with our emotions. For example, if you wear or smell the note of lavender, it relaxes us. And if we wear citrus scents, we feel energized and awake. And also agar wood, commonly known as oud, which I found out from one of my subscribers. Thanks, by the way, Tyson Vaughan. And oud is rumoured to make us feel sexy and wanted. Very crazy stuff.
Now I think this is cool. I mean, for years, lavender's been known to be, you know, a therapeutic scent. You know, it's meant to relax us. It's meant to, you know, really calm us down. So I can, you know, kind of get that. But whenever I smell or wear a fragrance which has citrus notes in, or like a sporty scent, it does make me want to go out and run. It does make me want to go out and do sports. It does make me want to, you know, really go out there and be energized. It's an awesome thing. And I actually didn't know that oud is supposed to make us feel sexy and wanted. I think that's a really cool thing. I mean, whenever I smell oud, I do find it a very sexy sort of smell, if I'm honest with you. I do think it's unique. I do think it's something that which I think would attract the opposite sex, because it is a very unique sort of smell. But I didn't think it gives people that mindset of wanting to be sexy and wanted. I didn't actually know that. That's pretty cool. Now my last fact, guys, is this is probably the most scientific one. So if you're not really into science, you might not want to check this one out, but here's what it is.
Fragrances can give us flashbacks and sudden memories once smelled due to the olfactory receptors in our noses. Stanford University's olfactory research project explains that one nostril inhales air better and faster than the other nostril throughout the day. And this has been studied on, and apparently when we smell fragrances, we get different notes in one nostril and different notes in the other. Now, our sense of smell isn't as acute as our other senses, like seeing, hearing, and even touch, but smelling can give us memories more than any other sense. It could give you a memory based on where you were, who you were with, and even memories that you want to forget about. Now, these can be formed from when the smell inhales through the olfactory system from the nostril and connects with the limbic system in the brain. And olfactory memories are sent through the limbic system, which is known for being the emotion and memory part of our brain. Also, it's known that people who have brain loss can be able to smell and get memories through it. It's pretty neat, and that's why the sense of smell is so important, especially if you're into fragrances like me.
Well, there you go, guys. There's some cool facts for you. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.